She won't remember signing it anyway.
Diane Harper, 42, laughed when she said it. Her mother was standing right there, holding the coffee pot. Evelyn Harper, 68, poured without trembling. Steam rose. No one looked at her. The lawyer said once she signs the power of attorney, we control everything. Mark leaned back. House. Accounts. All of it. Kyle grinned. And if she fights it, she can't. Diane tapped her temple. Her brain's already gone. Evelyn filled their cups. One by one. Steady hands. Dead eyes. 31 years in probate law. She knew exactly what they were doing. They were erasing her while she was still breathing. The porcelain bird on the shelf held 3 months of recordings. Every word, every laugh, every betrayal. Her children thought she was disappearing. They had no idea who they were dealing with.
Before we begin, if you could tap subscribe and like, it would mean so much to me. And if you don't mind, please leave a comment letting me know where you're listening from. May health and happiness find their way to you right where you are. All right then, let's begin today's story.
Chapter 2. The mask I wore for my own children. The next morning, Evelyn burned the toast on purpose. Smoke filled the kitchen. The alarm screamed. She stood there, staring at the blackened bread like she had forgotten what fire was. Mark rushed in first. Mom, what are you doing? Evelyn blinked. Slow. Confused. I was making. What was I making? The alarm kept screaming. Mark yanked the cord from the wall. Silence. Diane appeared in the doorway. Her eyes moved from the toast to her mother. Calculating. Mom, Diane said softly. This is the 3rd time this week. It wasn't. It was the 1st. But Evelyn didn't correct her. Maybe I forgot, Evelyn whispered. I forget things now. Diane and Mark exchanged a look. The same look wolves give each other before they circle. By noon, they had taken her car keys. Just for safety, Mark said. By evening, they had removed the knobs from the stove. Just for safety, Diane said. By the next day, Evelyn's credit cards were gone, replaced with a small daily allowance. Cash only. $50. Just for safety, Kyle said, counting the bills into her palm like she was a child. Evelyn watched them strip away her life piece by piece. She said nothing. She did nothing. She let them believe they were winning. The porcelain bird recorded everything. At night, Evelyn sat alone in her bedroom. The door locked. The lights off. She pulled out a small notebook from under her mattress. Her real handwriting. Sharp. Clear. Perfect. She wrote, Day 1 of Phase 2. Keys taken. Stove disabled. Cards confiscated. They're moving faster than expected. Good. She closed the notebook. In the living room, she could hear her children laughing, planning, dividing. Diane's voice carried through the walls. I'll call Dr. Morrison tomorrow. He owes me a favor. He'll write whatever diagnosis we need. Mark laughed. How much? $5,000. Worth it. Once we have the paperwork, she can't fight anything. Legally incompetent. We become her guardians. Her money becomes our money. Kyle's voice joined in. What about the house? We sell it. Split 3 ways. She goes to Shady Pines. Medicaid pays after she burns through her savings. Silence. Then Diane added, she won't even know what happened. Her brain's Swiss cheese anyway. Evelyn sat in the darkness. Her hands were steady. Her mind was clear. Swiss cheese. Her own daughter said that. Something cold settled in Evelyn's chest. Not sadness. Not anger. Purpose. She pulled out her phone. 1 contact. Rosa Delgado. Attorney. 3 words. They're moving fast. The reply came in seconds. So are we. The next morning, Evelyn shuffled into the kitchen, slower than before, her robe hanging loose, her hair uncombed. Diane was making breakfast. Eggs. Bacon. The smell filled the house. Good morning, Mom. Diane smiled. Sweet as poison. Evelyn looked at the stove, at the missing knobs, at her daughter's hands. Where are the... She paused, frowned, let her eyes go vacant. The round things. For the fire. The knobs? Diane's smile widened. We put them away. Remember? For safety. Oh. Evelyn nodded slowly. Safety. Yes. She sat at the table. Diane placed a plate in front of her. Cut the eggs into small pieces, like feeding a toddler. There you go, Mom. Small bites. Evelyn picked up the fork. Her hand trembled. A performance. Thank you, sweetheart. Diane patted her shoulder. Of course, Mom. That's what family is for. Family. The word tasted like ash. Evelyn ate in silence. Every bite was a reminder. Every smile was a lie. Every I love you was a transaction. But that was fine, because every word Diane said was being recorded. And when the time came, Evelyn wouldn't just expose them, she would destroy them. That afternoon, Diane made a phone call. She didn't know Evelyn was listening from the hallway. Rosa? Rosa Delgado? Diane's voice was honey and vinegar. This is Diane Harper. I'm calling about my mother, Evelyn Harper. Pause. Yes, I know she was a client, but her situation has changed. She's experiencing cognitive decline. Significant decline. We're very concerned. Another pause. We need to discuss transferring her power of attorney. For her protection, of course. The family wants to ensure her assets are managed properly while she still has time. Rosa's reply was inaudible, but Evelyn could imagine it. I understand there's a process, Diane continued, but surely there are ways to expedite things when someone is clearly deteriorating. Dr. Morrison is prepared to provide documentation. Silence. I see. Well, thank you for your time. The phone clicked off. Diane muttered under her breath. Useless. We'll go around her. Evelyn pressed herself against the wall, heart pounding. They were trying to cut out her own lawyer. Rosa had warned her this might happen. Evelyn pulled out her phone, typed quickly. Diane just called you. She doesn't know we're working together. Play along. Rosa's reply. Already handled. She thinks I'm neutral. Let her believe that. Evelyn smiled. The trap was set. Now she just had to wait for her children to walk into it. Chapter 3. The test I was meant to fail. Dr. Morrison's office smelled like leather and lies. Evelyn sat in the examination room. Fluorescent lights hummed above. The walls were covered with diplomas, impressive frames, empty credentials. Diane sat beside her, holding her hand, playing the devoted daughter. Mom, just answer his questions honestly, okay? Evelyn nodded. Vacant. Slow. Dr. Morrison walked in. 57 years old, silver hair, a smile too practiced to be real. He sat across from Evelyn, clipboard in hand. Miss Harper, I'm going to ask you some simple questions. Just do your best. Evelyn blinked at him. Okay. What year is it? Pause. Long pause. Evelyn looked at the ceiling, at the floor, at her hands. 2020. She frowned. 22? It was 2024. Morrison wrote something down. And who is the current president? Evelyn's face went blank. The man with the hair? Diane squeezed her hand. Encouraging. Supportive. Fake. Morrison nodded. Can you count backwards from 100 by sevens? Evelyn started. 100. 93. 80. 80. She stopped. Shook her head. I'm sorry. I can't. She could. She had done harder calculations in her sleep. But today, she needed to fail. Not completely. Not enough to be institutionalized. Just enough to be questioned. Borderline. That was the goal. Give them enough rope to hang themselves. Morrison ran more tests. Word recall. Shape recognition. Simple tasks that Evelyn deliberately fumbled. After an hour, he set down his clipboard. Miss Harper, I'd like to speak with your daughter privately. Is that all right? Evelyn nodded. Childlike. Of course, doctor. Diane walked her to the waiting room, sat her down like depositing luggage. Stay here, Mom. I'll be right back. The door closed. Evelyn counted to 10. Then she stood. The hallway was empty. Morrison's voice carried through the thin walls. The results are consistent with moderate cognitive impairment, possibly early-stage dementia. Diane's response was quick, eager. So she can't manage her own affairs? I wouldn't say that definitively. She's borderline. Some days might be better than others. But if you had to write a report, pause. Miss Harper, I understand your concern, but I can't falsify. 5,000, Dr. Morrison. That's what we discussed. Silence. Heavy silence. Then Morrison's voice. Lower now. I'll need the payment in cash. Before I sign anything, you'll have it by Friday. Evelyn pressed her hand against the wall. $5,000 to erase her mind on paper. That was her price. She memorized every word. Later, she would write it all down. Dates, times, exact quotes, evidence. The door opened. Diane emerged, smiling. Good news, Mom. Dr. Morrison says, you're doing okay. We just need to monitor things closely. Evelyn smiled back. Warm, trusting, empty. That's nice, Dee. Diane took her arm, guided her toward the exit. Let's get you home. You must be tired. Evelyn shuffled along. The perfect patient, the perfect victim. But in her pocket, her phone was recording. Morrison's voice, Diane's voice, the bribe, the conspiracy, all of it captured. That evening, Kyle came by the house. He was searching for something, opening drawers, checking cabinets, trying to look casual. Just helping Mom organize, he told Diane. Evelyn watched from her chair, pretending to doze. Kyle found the filing cabinet in the study, locked. Mom, where's the key to this? Evelyn looked up, confused. Key? What key? The filing cabinet key. Your important papers are in here, right? Papers? Evelyn tilted her head. I don't remember any papers. Kyle's jaw tightened. He tried to force the lock. Metal scraped against metal. Kyle, don't break it, Diane warned. We'll find the key later. There might be account information in here. Passwords. The deed to the house, I said later. Kyle backed off, frustrated. Evelyn smiled into her blanket. The filing cabinet was empty. A decoy. Her real documents were with Rosa. Every account, every deed, every asset. Protected. Her children could search all they wanted. They would find nothing. Later that night, Evelyn locked her bedroom door. She pulled out the notebook. Day 4. Doctor's appointment. Morrison agreed to falsify diagnosis for $5,000. Diane made the offer. Kyle searching for documents. They're getting desperate. She paused. Added one more line. Phase 2 complete. Phase 3 begins tomorrow. She closed the notebook. Through the walls, she could hear her children arguing. The filing cabinet is empty, Kyle said. She moved everything. She can't have moved everything. She doesn't remember where she put her own shoes. Then where is? I don't know. But we need to find out before she signs anything else. Before she gives it to charity or something insane. Diane's voice was sharp. We need that power of attorney signed. This week. Before she has a good day and changes her mind. Evelyn lay in the darkness. A good day. They were afraid of her having a good day. Because on a good day, she might remember. She might fight back. She might win. They had no idea. Every day was a good day for Evelyn Harper. And soon, they would learn exactly how good. Chapter 4. They measured my home in dollar signs. The real estate agent arrived on Tuesday. Evelyn watched from the window as Mark walked him around the yard, pointing, gesturing, taking photos. Her yard, her roses, her 32 years of memories. For sale. Beautiful property, the agent said. Corner lot, good bones. In this market? Easy $750, maybe $8. Mark nodded. That's what I was thinking. Only question is timing. You want to list now or wait until? Mark lowered his voice, but Evelyn could read lips. My mother's health is declining. We're looking at a transition. Soon. The agent understood. Probate situation? Not yet, but close. They shook hands. Evelyn stepped back from the window. $750,000. That was what her life was worth to them. Not her memories, not her love, not her sacrifices. Just a number on a listing. She walked to the living room, sat in her usual chair, picked up her knitting needles. The porcelain bird watched from the shelf. Mark came inside, all smiles. Mom, good news. I found someone who might be interested in helping us downsize. Less space means less worry for you. Evelyn looked up. Needles clicking. Downsize? Smaller place. Easier to manage. You wouldn't have to worry about this big old house anymore. But I like this house. Mark's smile tightened. I know, Mom, but it's a lot of work. And with your condition. My condition? You know. He tapped his temple. The memory stuff. It's getting harder for you. Evelyn's needles stopped. She looked at her son. Really looked. Searched for the little boy who used to bring her dandelions. who used to crawl into her bed during thunderstorms. He was gone. This man in front of her was a stranger, wearing her son's face. "I suppose you're right," Evelyn said softly. "I do forget things." Mark relaxed. "Exactly. So let us handle the details. You just rest." "Okay, sweetheart." He kissed her forehead. Walked away. The front door closed. Evelyn's needles resumed. Click, click, click. Rest. They wanted her to rest while they stole everything. Fine. Let them think she was resting. The next day, Diane arrived with paperwork. Stacks of it. Legal forms, financial documents, signature pages. "Mom, I need you to sign a few things." Evelyn adjusted her glasses, peered at the papers. "What are these?" "Just routine stuff. Bank paperwork. Nothing important." Evelyn squinted. The words swam on the page. Power of attorney. Transfer of assets. Healthcare directive. Nothing important. "I can't read this," Evelyn said. "The print is too small." "It's fine, Mom. I'll read it for you. It just says we can help manage your money, pay your bills, that kind of thing." "Oh." Evelyn nodded. "That sounds helpful." Diane uncapped a pen, held it out. "Just sign here, and here, and here." Evelyn took the pen. Her hand trembled. She brought it to the first signature line, then stopped. "Maybe I should have Rosa look at these first." Diane's face flickered, just for a second. Annoyance. "Rosa? Your old lawyer?" "Mom, she's not really equipped for this kind of thing. She helped me before. That was different. This is family. We're trying to help you." Evelyn looked at the pen, at the papers, at her daughter's expectant face. "I'm tired," Evelyn said. "Can we do this tomorrow?" Diane's jaw tightened, but she smiled. "Of course, Mom. Get some rest. We'll finish tomorrow." She gathered the papers, placed them in a folder on the kitchen counter. "I'll leave these here, so you can think about it." She kissed Evelyn's cheek, left. The door closed. Evelyn sat very still. Then she stood, walked to the counter, opened the folder. She photographed every page, front and back, sent them to Rosa. The phone buzzed. Rosa's reply. These would give them complete control over everything. "Don't sign anything. We moved to phase 4. Evelyn typed back. "What's phase 4? We let them overreach. Then we catch them in the act." That night, Evelyn couldn't sleep. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, counting the cracks. 32 years in this house. She had raised 3 children here, buried a husband from here, grown old within these walls. Now those same children wanted to sell it out from under her, ship her to a facility, wait for her to die. She thought about her late husband, Frank. His face, his voice, his last words. "Take care of our babies, Evie." She had tried. Lord knows she had tried. But somewhere along the way, the babies had become vultures, and the mother had become prey. Evelyn closed her eyes. Not for much longer. Chapter 5. They erased me while I sat right there. The family meeting happened on Sunday. All 3 children, plus a woman Evelyn had never seen before. Young, clipboard, official looking. "Mom, this is Sandra. She's a social worker. She's here to help." Evelyn sat in her chair, the porcelain bird behind her. Sandra smiled. "Too bright, too rehearsed. Miss Harper, your children are concerned about your well-being. We're here to discuss options." Options. Evelyn knew what that meant. "What kind of options?" she asked. "Living arrangements, care plans, things to make your life easier." Mark cleared his throat. "Mom, we found a nice place. Shady Pines. It's close by. Good staff. You'd be comfortable there. Shady Pines. The nursing home." "I don't want to leave my house," Evelyn said. Diane leaned forward. "Mom, we know this is hard, but you're not safe here alone. What if something happens? What if you fall? What if you leave the stove on?" "You took the stove knobs." "Exactly. Because we're worried. The house is too much for you now." Evelyn looked around the room, at her children, at the social worker, at the walls closing in. "I want to stay home." Kyle laughed. Short, cruel. "Mom, you don't even remember what day it is half the time." The room went quiet. Evelyn felt the words like a slap. Sandra shifted uncomfortably, but she said nothing. Diane took over. "What Kyle means is that we love you. We want what's best for you. And right now, what's best is professional care. They were talking about her like she wasn't there, like she was already gone. Evelyn opened her mouth to speak. The doctors agree. Mark interrupted. Dr. Morrison's assessment was clear. You're not capable of living independently anymore. I haven't seen that report, because you'd forget it anyway. Kyle again, laughing. Evelyn's hands clenched in her lap. 31 years of raising these children. Sleepless nights. Sacrificed dreams. Endless love. And now, they laughed at her. In her own house. Miss Harper. Sandra leaned forward. Your family is trying to help. Fighting them will only make this harder. Fighting them, as if wanting to stay in her own home was a crime. Suddenly, a voice cut through the room. She's sitting right there. Everyone turned. Lily stood in the doorway. Mark's 17-year-old daughter, face flushed with anger. What? Diane frowned. Grandma. She's right there, and you're all talking about her like she's furniture. Lily, this is adult business. She's not deaf. She's not stupid. She's just old. Silence. Lily walked to Evelyn, took her grandmother's hand. Grandma, do you understand what they're saying? Evelyn looked at her granddaughter. This brave girl, this single light in the darkness. Yes, Evelyn whispered. I understand perfectly. The room froze for a moment. Just a moment. Doubt flickered across Diane's face. Then it was gone. Mom's having a good moment, Diane said smoothly. That's wonderful. But the bad moments are more frequent. That's why we need a plan. Lily squeezed Evelyn's hand tighter. This isn't a plan. This is a robbery. Lily! Mark stood. Go to your room. This isn't even your house, I said. Go. Lily looked at her father, disgusted, then back at Evelyn. I'm sorry, Grandma. She left. The room exhaled. Sandra cleared her throat. Well, perhaps we should continue this another time, when emotions aren't so high. Diane nodded. Of course, we'll reconvene next week with Dr. Morrison's final report. The meeting ended. One by one, they filed out. Evelyn sat alone in the living room. The porcelain bird gleamed in the light. 3 months of recordings, her children's voices, their plans, their cruelty, all captured. Evelyn reached up, touched the bird's ceramic wing. Not yet, she whispered. But soon, that night, Lily came back. She knocked on Evelyn's bedroom door. Soft. Secret. Grandma? It's me. Evelyn opened the door. Let her in. Locked it behind them. They sat on the bed together. I know you're pretending, Lily said. Evelyn's heart stopped. What? The confusion. The forgetfulness. You're faking it. Silence. How did you know? Lily smiled. Sad. Knowing. Because I watched you do the crossword last week. In pen. 12 minutes. Evelyn laughed. Despite everything. She laughed. You're too smart for your own good. I learned from you. They held hands. They're going to hurt you, Grandma, if you don't stop them. I know. So what are you going to do? Evelyn looked at her granddaughter, the only one who saw her, the only one who cared. I'm going to burn it all down. Chapter 6. The sweetest smile hid the sharpest knife. Rosa spread the documents across her desk. Look at this. Evelyn leaned forward. Bank statements. Transaction records. 3 months of financial activity. What am I looking at? Your money. Disappearing. Rosa pointed to a line. Then another. Then another. Here. $2,000. Medical expenses. But you haven't had any major medical bills. Another line. Here. $1,500. Home maintenance. But no contractors have been to your house. Another. Here. $3,000. Charitable donation. Did you authorize this? Evelyn shook her head. I haven't authorized anything. Rosa nodded grimly. Diane added herself as a joint signer 6 weeks ago. You didn't notice because I was supposed to be losing my mind. Exactly. Evelyn stared at the numbers. Red ink everywhere. $17,000 in 8 weeks. Gone. Where is it going? Rosa pulled out another sheet. Highlighted yellow. Diane's personal account. Her credit card payments. Her car loan. The words hit Evelyn like ice water. Her daughter wasn't just planning to steal from her. She was already doing it. How is this possible? I never signed anything. You did. 2 months ago. Remember that stack of papers? The ones she said were routine. Evelyn remembered. A Tuesday afternoon. Diane standing over her, pen in hand. Just sign here, Mom. It's nothing. Nothing. $17,000 of nothing. Can we stop it? We can freeze the account. But if we do that now, they'll know you're fighting back. They'll accelerate everything. So what do? Rosa leaned back, eyes sharp. We let them keep going. Document everything. Build the case. When we strike once. Hard. Evelyn looked at the papers, at her daughter's theft laid bare in black and white. How much more can they take? At this rate? Everything. In about 4 months, you'll be broke. Then, Medicaid kicks in. They get the house. You get a shared room at Shady Pine. Evelyn was quiet for a long moment. Her whole life, reduced to a strategy. There's something else, Rosa said. She slid another document across the desk. What's this? Dr. Morrison's report. I obtained a copy. Evelyn read it. The words blurred. Patient displays significant cognitive decline, unable to manage personal affairs. Recommendation. Transfer of power of attorney to family members. He filed this yesterday, Rosa said. Diane paid him. Cash. $5,000. There it was. In writing. The conspiracy. This is fraud. Yes, he could lose his license. Yes, and my children. Elder abuse. Financial exploitation. Possibly criminal conspiracy. Evelyn set down the paper. Her hands were shaking. Not from fear. From rage. Rosa. Yes, I want to destroy them. Rosa smiled. Cold. Professional. That's why I'm here. That evening, Evelyn returned home, shuffled through the door, played her part. Diane was waiting. All smiles. Mom, how was your walk? Walk? You said you were going for a walk, remember? Evelyn blinked. Oh, yes, the walk. It was nice. Diane helped her to the couch, brought her tea. I was thinking, Mom, maybe we should go through your jewelry, see what you still want. Some of it might be too heavy for you now. Jewelry. Her grandmother's ring, her mother's pearls, her wedding band. Too heavy? For your wrists. They're so delicate now. Evelyn looked at her daughter, this woman she had nursed through fevers, through heartbreaks, through everything. This stranger wearing her daughter's face. Maybe you're right, Evelyn said. I don't need pretty things anymore. Diane's smile widened. I'll take good care of them, Mom. I promise. Promise. The word meant nothing now. Evelyn sipped her tea. Let them take the jewelry. Let them take the money. Let them think they were winning. Because when the trap closed, it would close on everything, and there would be no escape. Chapter 7. The signature. They almost stole. Kyle came on a Thursday night, alone. 9 p.m., whiskey on his breath. Evelyn was in her nightgown, ready for bed. Or so he thought. He knocked twice, let himself in. Mom? You awake? Evelyn shuffled to the living room, eyes half closed, confused. Kyle? What time is it? Late. Sorry. He smiled. Nervous. I just need you to sign something real quick. Sign? Yeah. Just paperwork. No big deal. He pulled out a folder, set it on the coffee table, uncapped a pen. Right here, Mom. Just your name. Evelyn squinted at the paper. The words blurred, but she could make out enough. Quitclaim deed. Transfer of property from Evelyn Harper to Kyle Harper, Mark Harper, Diane Harper. They wanted her house. Not in probate. Not after she died. Now. Tonight. While she was confused. I can't read this, Evelyn said. You don't need to read it, Mom. I'll explain it. It's just for safety. So the house stays in the family. In the family? Yeah. You know. In case something happens to you. Something happens. He meant in case you die before we can get our hands on it legally. Kyle held out the pen. Just sign, Mom. Then I'll let you sleep. Evelyn reached for the pen. Her hand trembled. The pen slipped, clattered to the floor. Sorry, she mumbled. My hands. Kyle bent down to pick it up. He didn't see Lily in the doorway. Phone raised. Recording. He didn't see Evelyn's eyes. Clear. Sharp. Watching. Here, Mom. He pressed the pen back into her hand, guided it toward the paper. Just sign. It's easy. Evelyn brought the pen to the signature line. And stop. I'm scared, Kyle. Scared? Of what? I don't understand what I'm signing. I told you. It's nothing. Just family stuff, but I don't remember. Kyle's patience cracked. Mom, his voice hardened. You don't remember anything. That's the point. Just sign it. You won't even know the difference. The words hung in the air. You won't even know the difference. Evelyn looked at her son, this man she had held as a baby, rocked through nightmares, supported through every failure. He was trying to steal her home while she was still breathing. I'm tired, Evelyn whispered. Can we do this tomorrow? Kyle's jaw clenched. Fine. He snatched the paper back. Tomorrow. First thing. He left. The door slammed behind him. The sound echoed through the empty house. Lily emerged from the shadows. I got everything. Evelyn took a breath, steadied herself. Show me. They watched the video together. Kyle's face, his words, his desperation. You don't remember anything. That's the point. Crystal clear. Evelyn nodded. Send it to Rosa. Lily's fingers moved across the screen. Done. Rosa's reply came immediately. This is enough. We move now. The next morning, Rosa sent a letter, certified mail, delivered to all 3 children. You are hereby notified of a formal trust review meeting scheduled for Monday, January 15th at 1:00 a.m. Attendance is mandatory. Failure to appear may result in legal action. Sincerely, Rosa Delgado, attorney at law. The phone call started within the hour. Mark first. Mom, what is this? What's happening? Then Diane. Who authorized this meeting? This isn't necessary. Then Kyle. Rosa's trying to turn you against us. She's manipulating you. Evelyn let the phone ring. Let them panic. Let them taste fear. On Monday, they would learn the truth, and there would be no more hiding. Chapter 8. The night before the storm. Saturday night. 2 days before the meeting, Evelyn sat alone in her bedroom. The house was quiet. Too quiet. She tried to write in her notebook, but the words wouldn't come. Her hand hovered over the page. What was her daughter's name again? The thought froze her. Diane. 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 She knew her daughter's name. Of course she did. But for a moment, just a moment, the word had disappeared, like smoke. Evelyn set down the pen. Her hands were shaking. Not from anger this time, from fear. What if the act was becoming real? 3 months of pretending to forget. 3 months of playing confused. 3 months of letting her mind go blank on command. What if she couldn't turn it off? She walked to the bathroom, turned on the light, stared at her reflection. My name is Evelyn Marie Harper, she said aloud. Good. I was born on March 3rd, 1956. Good. I have 3 children. Mark, Diane, Kyle. She paused. And 1 grandchild who actually loves me. Lily. The words came back, slowly. But they came. Relief flooded through her. Not tonight. Not yet. But someday. Someday the confusion would be real. That was why this had to end now. The phone rang. Rosa. Evelyn. Are you ready for Monday? Yes. Are you sure? Once we do this, there's no going back. Your relationship with your children. What relationship? Evelyn's voice was bitter. They're stealing from me, lying to me, trying to lock me away. What relationship is there to save? Silence. Fair enough, Rosa said. But I need to prepare you. Monday will be hard. I know. They'll cry. They'll beg. They'll say they love you. I know. And you'll have to look them in the eyes and play the recordings anyway. Evelyn closed her eyes. I know. Can you do that? The question hung in the air. Could she? These were her children, her blood, her life's work, and she was about to destroy them. Evelyn? Yes. Yes, you can do it? Yes. She took a breath. They made their choices. Now I'll make mine. Sunday morning. 1 day before the meeting, Lily came to visit. They sat in the garden together. The winter sun weak but warm. Are you scared, Grandma? Yes. Of them? No. Evelyn looked at the roses. Brown now. Sleeping until spring. I'm scared of what I'll feel after. Lily nodded. She understood. Will you miss them? I'll miss who they used to be. Or who I thought they were. But those people are gone, Lily. Maybe they never existed. They sat in silence. What happens after Monday? Lily asked. Your father and your aunts will face consequences. Legal ones. There will be investigations. Possibly charges. And me? Evelyn turned to her granddaughter, took her hand. You'll be protected. No matter what happens to them, I've made sure of that. There's a trust. Money for college. A place to live if you need it. Lily's eyes filled with tears. I don't want your money, Grandma. I know. That's why you deserve it. They hugged. For a long moment, they just held each other. 2 generations. 2 survivors. Thank you, Lily whispered. For fighting. Evelyn kissed her forehead. Thank you for seeing me. That night, Evelyn didn't sleep. She sat in the living room, the porcelain bird in her lap. Tomorrow, this little ceramic creature would change everything. 3 months of recordings, every confession, every scheme, every betrayal, all locked inside. She thought about her husband, Frank, dead 5 years now. I tried to protect them, she whispered to the empty room. But some things can't be protected from themselves. The clock ticked. Midnight came. Then 1, then 2. Dawn crept through the curtains. Monday had arrived. Time to burn it all down. Chapter 9. The Sound of Truth. The conference room was cold. Long table, 8 chairs, water pitcher sweating in the center. Rosa sat at one end, notary beside her. Legal documents spread out. The door opened. Mark entered first. Blue suit, power tie, the confident businessman. Then Diane. Black dress, pearl earrings, the concerned daughter. Then Kyle, wrinkled shirt, red eyes. He'd been drinking. They sat across from Rosa, united front. Where's Mom? Mark asked. She'll be here shortly. This is ridiculous. Diane crossed her arms, dragging us in on a Monday morning. Some of us have jobs. Rosa said nothing. The door opened again. Evelyn walked in. But not shuffling, not confused, not lost. She walked straight, head high, eyes clear. Her children stared. Mom? Mark frowned. You look different. Evelyn sat down at the head of the table. I feel different, she said. Her voice was steady, strong. Diane's eyes narrowed. Something was wrong. She could sense it. Mom, are you feeling okay? You seem clear? Evelyn smiled. Yes, I am. Very clear. The room went silent. Rosa opened a folder. Thank you all for coming. We're here to review Mrs. Harper's estate and certain irregularities that have come to our attention. Irregularities? Mark leaned forward. What irregularities? Rosa pulled out the bank statements. In the past 3 months, $17,000 has been withdrawn from Mrs. Harper's accounts without her knowledge or consent. Diane's face went pale. Those were authorized expenses for Mom's care. Really? Rosa slid another paper across the table. Because these transactions show the money going directly into your personal account, Diane. Credit card bills, car payments, a trip to Miami. Kyle's legs started bouncing under the table. Mark held up his hands. There must be some misunderstanding. Diane was managing Mom's finances because Mom couldn't. Couldn't what? Evelyn interrupted. Couldn't remember? Couldn't think straight? Couldn't tell when her own children were robbing her? The words hit like bullets. Diane started crying. On cue, perfect tears. Mom, you don't understand. We were trying to help. Your condition. My condition. Evelyn reached into her bag, pulled out the porcelain bird, set it on the table. You mean the condition Dr. Morrison diagnosed? The one he was paid $5,000 to fabricate? Mark's face went white. How do you? Evelyn pressed the button on the bird's base. The recordings began. Mark's voice filled the room. Once she's in the home, we sell. Split 3 ways. Done. Then Diane. She won't remember signing it anyway. Then Kyle. You don't remember anything, Mom. That's the point. Then Dr. Morrison. I'll need the payment in cash before I sign anything. Then Diane again. Her brain's already gone. The recordings kept playing, voice after voice, scheme after scheme. Mark pushed back from the table. His chair scraped against the floor. Turn it off. Rosa didn't move. Turn it off. No. Evelyn's voice was ice. You sat in my house, at my table, and talked about putting me in a home like I was already dead. You stole my money, tried to steal my house, bribed a doctor to say I was insane. She looked at each of them, one by one. You can listen to every word, just like I did. Diane's tears stopped. The mask slipped. You were faking, she whispered. This whole time, you were faking. Yes. Why? Evelyn laughed. Bitter. Broken. Because I needed to know. Were you my children? Or were you just waiting for me to die? Silence. Heavy, suffocating silence. Kyle broke first. Mom, I'm sorry. I was desperate. I have debts. Bad debts. People who'll hurt me. I didn't mean. You held a pen in my hand and told me I wouldn't know the difference. Kyle's mouth opened. Closed. No words came. Mark tried next. The negotiator. Mom, let's talk about this. We can work something out. Family doesn't need lawyers. You're right. Evelyn nodded. Family doesn't need lawyers. Family needs trust and loyalty and love. Do you have any of those things for me, Mark? Or just spreadsheets? Mark looked away. Diane stood. Last attempt. Mommy. Her voice cracked. The little girl act. I love you. Everything I did was because I love you. I was scared of losing you. Evelyn looked at her daughter, this woman who had called her brain Swiss cheese, who had laughed while planning to lock her away. Diane. Yes, Mommy? I've spent 31 years watching people lie in courtrooms. I've seen every act, heard every excuse, witnessed every fake tear. Evelyn stood, walked around the table, stopped in front of her daughter. You're not bad at lying, sweetheart. You're just not as good as you think. Diane's face crumbled. The mask was gone. Beneath it was something cold, something ugly. You'll regret this, Diane hissed. We'll fight you. We'll tell everyone you're crazy. You'll what? Rosa interrupted. Contest the recordings? Deny the bank statements? Claim you didn't bribe a licensed physician? She pulled out another folder. Dr. Morrison has already been contacted by the medical board. He's facing investigation. If he testifies against you, he might keep his license. What do you think he'll choose? Diane sat down, hard. Kyle put his head in his hands. Mark stared at the table. Saying nothing, Rosa continued. The district attorney has also been notified. Elder abuse, financial exploitation, conspiracy. These are serious charges, criminal charges. You're our mother. Mark's voice was hollow. You would do this to us? Evelyn returned to her seat. You were my children, and you did this to me. The room was silent. Minutes passed, maybe hours. Time had stopped. Finally, Rosa spoke. There is one alternative. Mark looked up, desperate. What? Miss Harper has prepared new documents, a revised trust. New terms. Rosa laid them out. The house will be sold. Proceeds go to the Niagara Elder Protection Foundation and the Public Library Fund. The library? Kyle's voice cracked. You're giving our inheritance to a library? It was never your inheritance. It was mine. Rosa continued. Each of you will receive $1 and a letter. That's all. Diane lunged forward. You can't do this. We'll sue. We'll prove you're incompetent. With what evidence? Rosa smiled. Cold. Professional. Dr. Morrison's fraudulent report? The one he was paid $5,000 to write? I don't think any court will find that persuasive. Diane's hands were shaking. There's one more thing, Evelyn said. She turned to Mark. Where's Lily? The door opened. Lily walked in. She'd been watching from outside. She went straight to her grandmother, sat beside her. Lily is 17, Evelyn said. In 1 year, she'll be an adult. Until then, her college fund and living expenses are secured in a separate trust, untouchable by anyone. Mark's face twisted. You're giving money to my daughter, but not to me? Your daughter saw me. Your daughter protected me. Your daughter stood up in a room full of adults and called you thieves. Evelyn took Lily's hand. She earned it. You didn't. The meeting ended an hour later. The children left first, one by one, broken. Mark didn't speak, just walked out, his shoulders slumped. Diane tried one last plea. Mom, please, we can start over. Evelyn didn't answer. Kyle was crying. Real tears this time, but too late. The door closed behind them. Silence. Rosa gathered her paper. It's done. Evelyn nodded, but she didn't feel victorious. She felt empty. Lily squeezed her hand. Are you okay, Grandma? Evelyn looked at the porcelain bird, the tiny device that had captured everything. I will be. Chapter 10. What Love Looks Like Now. 6 months later. The house sold in April. A young family from Toronto. 2 kids. A golden retriever. Evelyn watched the moving truck pull away. Strangers' furniture where hers used to be. She didn't cry. She had already said goodbye. 32 years of goodbye. Her new apartment was small. 1 bedroom. A kitchen. A view of the lake. Enough. Rosa helped her move. Lily, too. You sure about this place? Rosa asked. You could afford bigger. Evelyn looked out the window. Sunlight on water. I don't need bigger. I need simpler. She had learned something in the past year. Things didn't matter. Houses didn't matter. Money didn't matter. What mattered was this. Who shows up when you're broken? That's your real family. The investigation moved slowly, then faster. Dr. Morrison lost his license. 47 other patients came forward. 47 other families he had betrayed. He pleaded guilty to avoid prison, fines, community service. His reputation destroyed. Evelyn felt nothing. He was never the real enemy. Mark's real estate business collapsed. Word spread. The man who tried to steal his own mother's house. Clients disappeared. Partners withdrew. By summer, he had filed for bankruptcy. He called Evelyn once. 3 a.m. Drunk. Mom, please. I have nothing. I'm sleeping in my car. Evelyn listened. Then she spoke. When I was alone. When I was scared. When I needed my son. You were measuring my house for sale. Silence on the line. You have 2 arms, Mark, and 2 legs, and a brain that works fine. More than many people have. Use them. She hung up. He didn't call again. Kyle's debts caught up with him. The people he owed. They found him. He spent 6 weeks in the hospital. Broken ribs. Fractured jaw. A lesson written in bone. After that, he entered rehab. 90 days. Then a halfway house. Then a job at a warehouse. Minimum wage. Night shifts. He sent Evelyn a letter 4 months after the meeting. Mom, I know sorry isn't enough, but I'm trying to be different. I don't expect you to believe me. I just wanted you to know. Evelyn read it 3 times, then put it in a drawer. Not forgiveness, but not garbage either. Something in between. Diane fought the longest. She hired lawyers, contested the trust, claimed undue influence. Every motion failed. Every appeal denied. The evidence was too strong. The recordings too clear. In the end, she lost everything. Legal fees ate through her savings. Her husband left. Her friends disappeared. The woman who once chaired charity galas now lived in a studio apartment, working as a bookkeeper. She never contacted Evelyn again. Some wounds don't heal. Some bridges burn forever. But Lily was different. She graduated high school in June. Top 10%. The trust paid for college. Full ride. State university. Pre-law. I want to be like Grandma, she told Rosa. I want to protect people. Evelyn cried when she heard that. Real tears. Happy ones. Some things were worth fighting for. Summer turned to fall. Evelyn sat on her small balcony, wrapped in a blanket, coffee in her hands. The lake shimmered gold and orange. Lily was coming for dinner. Rosa, too. They did this every Sunday now. Her new family. Smaller, but real. The porcelain bird sat on the windowsill. Evelyn looked at it sometimes, remembered what it had held. All those voices, all those lies. Now it was just a bird again. Empty, peaceful. Lily arrived first, grocery bags in hand. Grandma, making pasta. You're going to burn my kitchen down. That was one time. They laughed. Rosa came next. Wine and flowers. How's the book coming? She asked. Evelyn smiled. She had started writing. her story, everything that happened. Not for revenge, not for money, for other mothers, other grandmothers, other people who felt invisible. A warning and a guide. Slowly, Evelyn said, "But it's coming." They ate together, talked about nothing, everything. The apartment filled with laughter. Later, after the dishes, after the goodbyes, Evelyn sat alone. The lake was dark now, stars appearing one by one. She thought about her children, the babies she had raised, the strangers they had become. She thought about Frank. What he would say. "Take care of our babies, Evie." "I tried," she whispered. "But some babies grow up to be monsters." The silence didn't answer, but that was okay. She was learning to be okay with silence. She picked up the porcelain bird, held it to the light. "You saved my life, little one." She placed it back on the sill. Then she went to her desk, opened her laptop. The book waited. Chapter 1. They talked about my funeral while I was still breathing. She read the words, smiled, then kept writing. The night deepened. The lake turned silver under the moon. Evelyn Harper wrote her truth, and somewhere out there, her children lived with theirs. That was justice, not revenge, not victory, just truth. And truth, she had learned, was enough.